Okay, in this video we continue our discussion on the characterization of trees. In the last video we proved the implication. Okay, 1 implies 2. Okay, so in this video we are going to prove the second implication, 2 implies 3. Okay, so let's go and prove that implication. So the implication reads as follows: in a graph, if two vertices of G are joined by a unique path, then G is connected and number of vertices is equal to number of edges plus 1. Okay, so let's go and prove that. So we are going to prove this implication, 2 implies 3. Okay, so if every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path, then G is connected and the number of vertices is equal to number of edges plus 1. Okay. Okay, so we are going to prove this by induction, by mathematical induction. So assume that every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. So assume that every two vertices G are joined by a unique path. So our goal, okay, is to prove G is connected. Okay, G is connected and the number of vertices is equal to number of edges plus 1. Okay, so let's go and prove that one. So we prove by induction. Okay, okay, and here let's prove this statement, G is connected first, then after that we will prove this part. Okay, so here we can see that the graph G is connected. So the assumption is that every two vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, that says G is connected. Okay, so let me write down here. So here we can very easily see that G is connected. Okay, and the reason is since every two vertices are joined by a unique path. Okay. Okay, since every two vertices are joined by a path, okay, and it's a unique path, okay, we can definitely say that G is connected. Okay, so we proved this part, G is connected, and let's go and prove this one. Okay, this part, number of vertices is equal to number of edges plus 1. So we are going to prove that by induction. Okay, so we are going to prove n equal to m plus 1. Okay, and we are going to prove this by mathematical induction on the number of vertices. Okay, in this case this, yeah. Okay, so let's go and prove that part. Okay, so the basis case, so here the basis case is for n equal to 1. Okay, so if n equal to 1, we have this tree. Okay, number of vertices is 1, so the tree having a single vertex will look something like this. Okay, and here we can see that the number of edges is 0. Okay, and we can see that this is nothing but m plus 1, m is 0, okay, and this is n. Okay, so we check for n equal to 1. Let's consider n equal to 2. For n equal to 2, we have a tree on 2 vertices. Okay, and since it is a tree, it is connected by this edge. Okay, anyway, it is a node set, something like that. Okay, there exists a unique path. Okay, and here we have this thing, G is connected. Okay, so it looks something like this. And here m equal to 1, and let's see what is any m plus 1 equal to 1. So 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2, and we check for n equal to 1 and n equal to 2. Okay, so that's the basis case here. Therefore, the result is true when n equal to 1 and n equal to, okay, 2. Okay, so let me state the induction hypothesis, then after that we will go and prove for general case. Okay, induction. Okay, so let me state the induction hypothesis. So here the induction hypothesis says, so we assume that the result is true for all graphs with less than n vertices. Okay, and we use that assumption to prove that the result is true for a graph with n vertices. Okay, so assume the result is true for all graphs with less than n vertices. Okay, and using this assumption we prove, okay, to prove the result for a graph G with n vertices. Okay, so that's what we are going to prove that this n is equal to m plus 1. Okay, assuming that the result is true for all graphs with less than n plus 1. Okay, so for all these graphs, the number of vertices is 1 more than the number of edges in that graph. Okay, so here we have to prove that the result is true for n vertices. Okay, that is n is equal to number of edges in this graph plus 1. Okay. Okay, so let's go and prove that. So let u and v be 2 vertices G. Okay, then by the assumption there exists a UV path in our graph G. Okay, then by the assumption there exists a unique UV path in the, okay, that's what we assumed here, right? Assume that every 2 vertices of G are joined by a unique path. Okay, so then by the assumption there exists a unique UV path in G. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay, we have these 2 vertices u and v. Okay, and by the assumption there exists a unique UV path in this graph. Okay, so next what we are going to do is we are going to consider an edge in this path. Okay, so we remove that edge. Okay, then we argue on the resultant graph. Okay, let's see how that is done. Okay, so So let's consider any edge E on that UV path. Okay, so this is going to be our edge E. Okay, so let's go and remove this edge from the graph. Okay, then G minus E is a disconnected graph. Okay, so edge E on the graph, then G minus E is a disconnected graph. Since we have this unique path between U and V, okay, if you remove a particular edge along that path, then the graph will become disconnected. Okay, then G is a disconnected graph with exactly two components. Okay, so one component will go here. Okay, so if this is the situation, then okay, we have something like this. We have this unique edge E. Okay, because the path is unique, that's why this edge is somewhat unique. So if you delete this edge from here, okay, we have this component and this component. Okay, and we have exactly two components here. Then G minus E is a disconnected graph with exactly two components. One component is this part and another component is this part, with exactly two components. Okay, let them be say G1 and G2. So in this case, okay, this component is our G1 and this component is our G2. Because now we have two components, G1 and G2. Okay, and let N1 and M1 be the number of vertices and edges in G1, and N2 and M2 be the number of vertices and edges in G2. Okay, but here we can see that we removed this edge. Okay, and this graph is disconnected. Okay, that says G1 will contain at least one vertex and G2 will contain at least one, right? If that is the case, then definitely we can say that N1 is strictly less than N and N2 is strictly less than N. Okay, so we can apply our induction hypothesis on these two components. Okay, and then after that we will do some algebra and we will get the result. Okay, so let me write down what I said. Let N1 and M1 be the number of vertices and number of edges in G1, and N2 and M2 be the number of vertices and number of edges in G2. Okay, now here we can see that okay, G1 it must contain at least one vertex and this must contain at least one vertex. Okay, so that says N1 and N2 are strictly less than N. Okay, and again if you add these two, N1 plus N2 must be equal to N, because we assume that this graph has N vertices, right? And this M1 and M2 must be equal to N. Okay, so let N1 and M1 be the number of vertices and edges in G1, and N2 and M2 be the number of vertices and edges in G2. Okay, now we can see that okay, that total number of vertices will be equal to N1 plus N2 and the total number of edges which is equal to m. But here if you consider this graph, we deleted one edge, right? So that says if you add this m1 and m2, okay, that will be equal to m minus 1 because we deleted this edge from our graph G. Okay, so this is our graph G and we deleted this edge G and we have these two components, right? Okay, then we can see that if you add this m1 and m2, you get m minus 1. Okay, and also since G1 and G2 contains at least one vertex, okay, we are sure that this n1 is strictly less than n and n2 is strictly less than n. Okay, now we can apply our induction hypothesis. So we assume that the result is true for all graphs with less than n vertices. Okay, so this G1 it satisfies the statement of the theorem that says n1 is equal to m1 plus 1 and n2 is equal to m2 plus 1. Okay. Okay, so by induction hypothesis, since n1 is less than n and n2 is less than n, n1 is equal to m1 plus 1 and n2, okay, n2 is equal to m2 plus 1. So now we have this thing n equal to n1 plus n2. Okay, n1 is m1 plus 1 and n2 is m2 plus 1. Okay, and here we have m1 plus m2 is m minus 1. So this is equal to m1 plus, okay, sorry, m1 plus m2 plus 2, and here m1 plus m2 is m minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to m plus 1. Okay, so that's it. Hence, okay, G is a connected one, so that we proved earlier. Okay, G is connected and n is equal to m plus 1. Okay, so that's the proof, and we proved 2 implies 3. Okay, so in the next video we will prove the other implications. 3 implies 4 and 4 implies 1. Okay, once we are done with that, then we have our equivalence. Okay.